Welcome to the Illuminated Path, where the weather is as up, down, and crazy as you and I. Today I'm going to be doing your reading from The Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid. This is one of my first decks that I really connected with because I really like how it does the elementals instead of the traditional cups and pentacles and things like that. I found it easier to connect with since I really like to work with the elementals. And the sun's out. It's a little chilly. It's been very up and down, but the sun's out and it's beautiful. And of course, you know, I do everything the guides say. So I'm sitting in a thorn patch right now. It pulled at my clothes and it pricked me, but it feels like I'm hearing that song, A Sign of the Times by Harry Styles. That's the song I'm hearing right now, where on one hand, it's sunny, it's beautiful, but then on the other, there's this subtle message underneath where the wind's blowing, so the birds can be singing, but the wind is crying out. Hello, kitty. I don't know you. This is a new one. Are you nice? Hi, kitty. Hi. And so it feels like this is about reading subtle messages. And this is something that we learn about a little bit in divination, where in divination we are not just looking at the overall message, because sitting here, the overall message could be, look, it's bright, it's sunny outside, it's a beautiful, beautiful day. But then the inner message is, what's the wind trying to say? What is this cat I've never met before who apparently loves me so much trying to say? Hi, who are you? Hello, what is the universe saying right now? What is this message? And in fact, as I'm pulling the cards, nothing's jumping out. There are some that I'm drawn to, that I'm pulling out a little bit, but none of them want to read. It's almost like there's subtle messages, very, very quiet messages under the surface that are just waiting to be seen, waiting to be looked at. And so this is what I want you guys to do this week, is to think about what we're seeing on the surface, that big picture, and then what's underneath the surface, just trying to come out, just trying to get our attention, just trying to get our attention so much. This is what I want you guys to think about. So here I pulled 3 cards, and then one on the side that'll probably be more like a focus card. Sir, and it's definitely a sir. Definitely a sir. You are being very aggressive with your attention. I'm trying to do a reading for the collective. Okay, so here we've pulled 2 earth cards and a water card. 10, 8, 10. So we have 2 10s. So this is the completion of cycles coming back around to the beginning. Water is very much about flow, but the word reflection. Sir, you can't take over. I don't know what's happening. You're about to go in the bloopers reel and I'm about to have to start over. So the water, I'm hearing the word reflection as if and this really reminds me of those things trying to come up to the surface from underneath the surface. So let's take a moment, not right now, but after this reading is over, I want you to take a moment where you're really sitting with reflecting on what you've been through, what you really want in your life, what's going on in the subtle messages right now, your relationships, your job, just everything moving forward. Just really sit and reflect on how you're feeling, how your body's feeling. And then the thing that's coming up to me are the earth cards after that. Because this earth card, sir, had to start over. The subtle messages got way too aggressive. And that's what happens. When we do not sit and reflect and we allow everything to keep going into the shadows over and over again, they eventually become very aggressive. We want to catch spirit on a whisper, not on a shout, Trust me, you do not want to catch spirit on a shout, because that's when things are getting slammed in your face. You can't deny them anymore. The rug's getting pulled out from under you. And yes, it's all guided, but maybe we could have listened when it was still a whisper and taken some action in a, more free will choice kind of way, like us made the decision. So after that, I'm coming to the 2 earth cards. There's an 8, which is that infinity, and then there's the 10 again, which is bringing us back to the completion and the renewal and back around to the beginning. So what these cards mean to me, especially with the reflection in the middle of them, not in the beginning or the end, is that there comes a time when you feel like you've reached one spectrum or the other. So you right now today, you might be either a person who has reached a level of success where things feel good, or you're on the opposite spectrum where you're not really sure what's happening and things seem to be taking a dark turn. And I cannot plan these synchronicities. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to have to go break up a cat fight. One spectrum or the other. You've either reached a level of success where things seem good, or you're at that space where everything feels very negative, fearful, maybe disappointments have happened. So either side of the spectrum that you're on, the message is the same. It's time to move into reflection. Right now, what's trying to come up for me? What signs have I been ignoring? What part of my life do I need to nourish? Do I need to nourish my physical body? Do I need to focus more on building my finances? Do I need to focus more on just positivity and nature and enjoying love, my family? What do I need to focus on? What's lacking in my life? And that brings us around to that other earth card, the completion. We can have a renewal. We can have a fresh life in a fresh way, as long as we can reflect enough to change our trajectory, to sidestep, to move, to make small little action decisions that lead to a new life. Now I'm going to pull this other card over here, the focus card, and it is also an earth card. Having so much earth, to me, this, honestly, it feels like this is a very grounded thing, that they are really... Those cats, they're getting crazy. They're telling you what to pay attention to. They're telling you this is a grounded, real thing. This isn't something out in the ethereal. This isn't something out in the cosmos. This message is for you. You're meant to take these action steps. This is about your physical life, your physical body, your physical finances. There's something they physically want you to focus on and to rearrange, to approach differently so you can have a slightly different life. So the 5 of Earth here is about alternative forms of abundance. This is where you have the illusion of lack, and what you're really doing is just overlooking the treasures beneath the surface. So this one reminds me of this one, okay? So either side of the spectrum you're on, if we feel like we've bottomed out and our life feels very negative and scary, or even if we feel like we have some sort of common footing, we feel like we've reached a level of success, but something just isn't fulfilled there, we need to come into the reflection and see, okay, what am I supposed to be focusing on, and what have I overlooked? Maybe they're overlooked. They started yelling at that word, overlooked. We've overlooked something. So there's something there. There's been signs, there's been synchronicities that there are treasures and gifts and things to be claimed, if only we engage with it and reflect on it and take action steps towards it. So this has been a very interesting reading. I hope you enjoyed it.